So this is your February 10s exam, and basically you were asked, you were given something about calculating the body mass index of people. So part A here was to open your program called question 16_A.py from your device, enter your examination number in the space provided. So in your leave insert, you'll probably throw in something, whatever examination number you have, but I was saying to you on the day of the exam, you just put in there Joe Bloggs. So that was the first bit there. Then, this program is designed to calculate and display the BMI for a person. All that, you've done the exam, enter your weight, and you get the BMI out there. So, part 1. Modify the program to do the following. Insert a comment to say read weight in the appropriate location in the program, and show where weight is input. If I look at this here, weight is here. So you have two places to put this. You put it just after, so read weight, so you put it just after the line, or alternatively, the second appropriate location you put it in is just above it. So your choice, one of the two. I will go with to the right of it. And that's part A done. Part B. So, part B says currently in the program, the value of the variable height is hard-coded to 180. So let's see that. Quick jump back here. Height is hard-coded to 180. So the variable height stores the value 180. That is hard-coded. That's what it's set to. And I want you to change that so that the user can enter a value for height. And the value should be converted to an integer. And when the program is run, so we'll concentrate on that. Oh yeah, well, we need that. This enter height fella here in centimeters. Okay, so let's, I'm going to change this from 180. And we'll first of all get the input. We'll say enter height. And we'll put in there just, I think you need a space after it, sorry. Thank you. Come on. Enter height. And of course you need to cast this to an integer. It tells you that in the question, so you lose marks. And if I jump back to the sheet here, what does it say? Enter height in centimeters. I'm missing that. In centimeters. Okay, so that should be perfect. Enter height in centimeters. Let's run that now. So enter weight in kilograms. What weight should we have? 90. Enter height in centimeters. Height we should use 180. And we get a BMI of 27.777778 or whatever. And that looks consistent what I've got. That's part 2. Part 3. By using the function round or otherwise, modify the program so that the value of the BMI displayed is rounded to one decimal place. So, depends on how you do this. You could do this in this way. BMI is equal to round BMI. Now, if you do this, let me just show you. If you do this, that will round it to, I think it was 90 and 180. It'll round it to the nearest whole number. You get 28, right? That rounds it to the nearest whole number. The question said to round it to one decimal place. So you must provide a second argument there. And the number 1. If I said the number 2, watch how it gives it to 2 decimal places. 90, 180, 2 decimal places. I want to set it to 1 decimal place. So 90, 180, 27.8. Job done. Now, some of you did this. And you got full marks for it. Some of you went and rounded it straight at that point. So that whole thing there is one argument. Put in a comma. And then you say whatever answer you get from this, will you round it please correct to 1 decimal place. And that was fine as well. You got full marks for doing that. However, I think it's much cleaner to do it the way that I've done it there. Okay, so I'm happy enough with that. Save that. That's that part. Next part. By using the function power or otherwise, replace the expression height by height with an alternative but equivalent implementation. So if you went to your cheat sheet, you would see there that there's a function that tells you pow, I think it says something like x, y, and basically that means that x would be the power, or sorry, x is the base, and y is the power. So to be more clear about that, if I was trying to say 2 to the power of 3, 2 would be the x, and the y would be the, so I'm just going to go dot 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 there so I'm not confusing, but the x would be the 2, so pow xy 2 3, that'd be 2 to the power of 3, and that would give you a value of 8. Another example there, what did I do here? Sorry, BMI. Another one would be 3 to the power of 4, that gives you 81. 3 to the power of 2 gives you 9, and so on and so forth. So applying that there, you would get power, and you'd have to say height, because whatever height it was, and to the value of 2. And that is one way to do it. So let's put in 90 in there, 180, our test case, we'll get 27.8. So that worked. Now, it did say you could use an alternative or equivalent implementation. So if you had done this, you also got full marks. So I'd comment that one out. But if you'd done this and changed this fella to height to the power of 2, you also got full marks. So the double asterisk, single asterisk means multiplication, double asterisk means power. Done. Just a quick double check. 90, 180, finished. So, next question. Part 5 was your function. So quite simply, I'm gonna be very clever on this. Well, you wouldn't have been able to do it in the day of an exam, but you create that function. Always create your functions at the top. Might have to do a little bit of thing there. So you're going to have to write that out. Okay? You're going to have to write that out. I think this was largely well answered. Now, if I run my program, watch what happens. 90, 180. Did I get a display message there, everyone? Where's my display message? Sorry, something happening there, I think, or hope. No, it is not. I thought I was going to get the magnification. So, am I getting my display message? Right, I've created the function, but I have not used it. Okay, I have not used it. It's a bit like you having a free pass to the cinema, but never using it. I am never using that free pass to the cinema there. Or to a match or something, whatever. I've got to go and call the function. So, display, to call the function, you just say display intro, and that will call the function. And now look at the difference. Down here, there was no display message, and now there's my display message. Welcome to my BMI calculator. There you go. That's that part done. So that's part number 5. Call the function. And the last part, which was the worst answered in the exam, was the if statements. Few different ways to do this. So here are your conditions or constraints. So here is version number 1. Okay. So we're going to have to go here now, right. So determine BMI conditions. If BMI is less than 18.5, I'm taking this down, lads. Less than 18.5. We're going to, I think, print BMI is whatever. And then we have to say something else, don't we? You're underweight. Now you can put something with that if you want. I'm running out of time here. Like you could say, this indicates you were underweight or whatever. So, that's one if statement done. But of course we have other conditions. Now, this is a really important concept in programming. I need to concatenate if statements together, if you like, here. The next condition I have is elif BMI is less than or equal to 24.9. Now, the reason for that is it says up to 24.9, I think. And this, I think, is normal. Let's have a look at our box. From 18.5 to 24.9. So we must include 24.9. And I'd argue that there's a bit of a bug here, because that should say from 25. Well, look at, ignore it for the moment. Next one then. Copy that. And we're going to have 29.9. BMI is overweight. And the last one. And because it's the last one, you just need the else statement. And that's it. And I can guarantee you that if you run all the conditions there, and you were given a load of test cases down below here, put in 50 for weight, 165 for height, 70 for weight, you'll get out these answers here. Except one mistake they've made, that should read 18.4. There's another example down there, and that was the exam done.